Do you ever have that nightmare of like you switch bodies with a professional athlete and so like in the middle of the game and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
I feel like when that's
suck.
happened, I was killing it.
Oh, in your dreams?
Pure fantasy. Yeah. It's only when I'm myself that I'm an abject failure in my dream. Isn't that what the point of dreams? So I can not be my failure of a self?
Yeah. Or just like anxiety fever dreams is another way to another direction you could go with your unconscious.
I'm always fighting this kid who bullied me on this one hockey team, and my arms are just in sand, dude. Like
really? That's what I have. Yeah. I always like get in fights and then I can't, like, I'm floating an inch off the ground, so I can't like run away, which is what I would actually do in a fight.
Wow.
And my like arms are like it like feels like they're underwater.
I like the fight or flight. My fight is that my arms are completely just restrained from physics or something, and your flight, but you're like, I can't get my feet on the ground.
I can't run away from this guy.
This is an iHeart podcast.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paula Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians, artists, and activists to bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
The Moment is a space for the conversations we've been having as father and daughter for years.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paula Ramos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? Answer, a new podcast called Wisecrack, where a comedian finds himself at the center of a chilling true crime story.
Does anyone know what show they've come to see? It's a story. It's about the scariest night of my life.
This is Wisecrack, available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 405, episode 5 of The Daily Zeitgeist! Yeah! This is a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into American shared consciousness. It's Friday, September 12th, 2025. September 12th, man.
Yep.
Never forget. Never remember.
Never remember.
It's the day after September 11th.
It's National Day of Encouragement. There's also National Hug and High Five Day. National Just One Human Family. This is some All Lives Matter shit. National Report Medicare Fraud Day. Okay, thanks, Republicans. National Video Games Day. Okay. And National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Okay. I can get
it's a perfect summation of just our country where they're like, here, you can have video games and chocolate milk, assholes, but
report Medicare fraud.
Exactly. We're all watching.
And also hug and high five somebody.
And just like, let's talk about unity and like keeping it together.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless you're doing Medicare fraud because you're probably an immigrant. And like, okay, why do you have to do that voice?
Is that voice like part of your process?
Kind of. I'm going through some stuff.
My name is Jack O'Brien, a.k.a. Potatoes O'Brien, and I'm thrilled to be joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Miles Gray!
Hey, it's Miles Gray, a.k.a. the Lord of Lancashire, the Shogun with no gun. You know what I mean? And then
know what I mean?
Also, my denim is so smelly, I guess I ship my jeans I messed up my jeans.
Freezer makes them good as clean after I ship my jeans.
Messed up my jeans. Justin Connor on the Discord. Huh.
No.
Huh.
Justin Connor on the Discord? He's getting in there. After
Like that.
ruining our episode yesterday, he's gonna go.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, Justin. Justin was the one who told us about the shooting in between the first act and the second act, which is definitely his
You may have
job.
caught a vibe shift in that
You
episode. And be like,
yeah,
what the
yeah. That was, fuck. Anyway, great fucking AKA from super
Killing.
producer Justin.
Got the syllables right and everything.
Miles.
Mhm.
We're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by a very funny comedian and writer who you've seen doing stand-up in places like Your TV and Internet. His debut album, Ran Through, is available on streaming platforms and vinyl, which gives it a nice little warm sound. His podcast, Finding My Audience, is available wherever you get your favorite podcast. Please welcome back to the show the hilarious Alan Strickland Williams.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
So good to be back, guys. Thanks for having me. How y'all
Great to have
doing?
you. Wait, I didn't know your album was on vinyl.
It's on vinyl. Yeah. Check it out. You can find my stuff at alanstricklandwilliams.com. I think it'll cost you a cool $25, and you get to be the coolest person in your building or zip code with a little bit of vinyl. And if you also don't have a record player, maybe you got a big cup and you could use it as a big coaster.
Yeah, bowl coaster, punch bowl coaster.
Maybe you could do that.
salad bowl coaster.
You don't have to have a record player. We can get clever with this stuff.
It can be a frisbee, right?
Oh, hey, you know what? I will plug though real fast, just because you guys have them all the time. Chris Crofton.
Yeah.
I had him on my last episode of Finding My Audience, and had a good talk with him about his album and his documentary. And so if any listeners, after you listen to this. Listen to this.
No, fuck it. Just stop this.
Yeah, let's
go check out Crofton.
We can cut this off.
Both.
All right, man. Well, where can people find you, Alan?
AlanStricklandWilliams.com.
All right, great. Well,
it was great having you on, man.
Yeah. Everybody go
check
you know
that out.
what to do. Go listen to Crofton right now on Alan's podcast. How was he?
He was great.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah. He's the best. It's very difficult to describe Chris Crofton. It's like I've tried many times. It's
his experience. Yeah.
How do you
Chris Crofton experience?
How do you describe a crisp spring morning?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's what Chris Crofton is.
Yeah, Chris Crofton is definitely the closest analogy I can come up with is a crisp spring morning for Crofton. I was just gonna say I forget where I heard it, but just like the anecdote that comedy albums like took the world by storm. And like at a certain point, like in the 60s or 70s, somebody like had the idea of like, what if we put stand-up comedy on records? And it was like this big fad to just like people would have listening parties. People would just like come over and sit around and listen to a stand-up album on their record player. And that's like as jealous as I've been of the past, just being like, no, that's all you need as an excuse to have people hang out. Is just hey, I got a new record.
You never
Come
did
on
that
over.
with like comedy CDs in the 90s?
Yeah, like informal hangs, like in my friend's basement, listening to
like What the Hell Happened to Me or some others.
Yeah, they're all going to laugh at you.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely a formative experience. But like nobody was like, hey guys, come on over this press. Friday I just got the new Richard Pryor,
They used to call them party records, and they would especially do it with like that's how Red Fox got really, really like successful. Was he would put out these like incredibly and they were like a lot of them were really, really dirty. It was also stuff that like back in the day you would have actually gotten like arrested for what's like the word, indecency or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I forget what movie. I think it might be Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But there's a scene where like they go to a family's house and they're just all sitting around listening to a record or listening to the radio and just like staring into the middle distance. And it's like crazy for me to think about that, like being a thing that people do, and yet no less crazy than like what we do now, where we like sit around with each other and look at our phones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
our own little listening party.
All right. we're thrilled to have you here. We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, we're going to tell the listeners a couple of the things we're talking about. We are recording this on Thursday, starting around noon. So as of right now, no assassin has been arrested in the Charlie Kirk killing. We are going to just take a look broadly at the difference between how the right has responded to this versus how they responded to the killing of Melissa Hortman earlier this year, two what appear to be political assassinations. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how this is probably going to be one of our last episodes because the Hollywood Reporter recently had a piece where they talked to one of the media executives behind, what's it called? Inception
AI.
Inception Jack. Point AI.
Should learn the name of your future master who
That's
you'll
right.
be pleading with to keep your puny podcast human life on the airwaves.
Just one quote from the announcement from the CEO. I'm just going to excerpt this one sentence. And this is a full sentence. It might sound like I'm taking it out of context. We believe that in the near future, half of the people on the planet will be AI. What?
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Half
of the people will be AI.
Where are we at right now?
That's a lot.
How many billion people on the planet right now?
It's around 8.
Are AI.
Yeah, it's around 8 point. Okay, so we're going to have 16 billion people and 8 billion are in the near future.
AI. Yeah.
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Oh man, they're so horny for it.
Yeah,
in the C-suite. The C-suite has the C-suite ever been hornier for anything than they are horny for
maybe the
AI.
.com. It's like the .com thing.
I think this is worse.
The metaverse thing, like that was a real Web 3.0.
That was, but I feel like that was a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like those were more unevenly distributed. And like with the .com boom, it was like these companies that were like out there that were like rising up and like getting a lot of attention. But it wasn't like the Fortune 500 companies of the early 90s were all like, if you don't have like maybe it was, I actually don't remember. I was fucking a child, but like the way that like Apple just like took a hit, their stock took a hit because they didn't like incorporate AI enough into their earnings report.
Ooh,
Talk about AI, idiot. Anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the new Kamala Harris book is coming, where I think everyone was like, ooh, we're going to get some tea. And it sounds like there's like some good shit in there. I don't know.
It's kind of just shit that it's like nothing surprising. Where she's like, yeah, they all fucking worship Joe Biden and Jill Biden there and whatever. And you're like, okay. But you know what's interesting today, though, because the Atlantic put out like an excerpt from the book that everyone's reporting on. Now we're getting quotes from like anonymous Biden people who are fucking clapping back.
Oh, really?
So I'll read some of those. Yeah. Some responses from them.
This is, by the way, a genre of book that, according to the people at audiobooks.com, is like the least finished type of book, which is like audiobooks by presidential candidates. People buy them and they do not finish them. All of that, plenty more. But first, Alan, we do like to ask our guest, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
Okay, so just recently, there's been a bunch of pre-sales for Tame Impala shows coming up.
Oh.
So, and I got kind of screwed, and I've gotten screwed before. These are Ticketmaster, of course. And so my last thing that I searched was, and the first word of it's very alarming, Reddit. I searched Reddit, refresh, Ticketmaster, or wait. That's the full thing that I searched.
Yep.
Because Reddit, for all of its many flaws, it actually is like a place where you can find stuff out every once in a while.
Yeah, you get good human advice too.
Yeah,
like
someone who is exactly dealing with or dealt with exactly what you're talking about, and it gave me the answer. It told me exactly how to do it. Because a lot of times I'll wait and it says, oh, it'll refresh, but then it doesn't actually put you in the queue. So even though you were there 10 minutes before, now you're in the back of the line and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I figured out how to do it and it did work. What you're supposed to do is you get in 15 minutes before and just keep refreshing even if it's before the sale goes. And eventually you'll get a Q code. And once you have a Q code, then you're good.
So then, anyway, were you able to get tickets?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was able to get
the shows at the Forum.
I got one at the show in the Forum, and it just so happens that I'm going to be in New York City at the end of October when they're doing shows there, and I got a ticket to that one as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, young man.
I'm a big that I guess if you want to talk about personality, I'm a big see bands I like multiple times. I didn't get to see Tom Petty that one show before he died, and it's like haunted me. Bowl. Yeah, it's haunted
my wife
me.
Went to
me. I like Tom Petty's Florida. Like I really and like it was a type of thing where it's like I think I might have turned down 2 people that asked me to go to it, and it's just like that's really really obviously haunted me. So like I saw Vampire Weekend 8 times last year, and
nice. And that show was really good.
Oh man, so good. Now I'm going to see him again, I think too. But yeah. Anyway, so that's a little insight.
No, I do like Reddit because there's even stuff where like I remember when I was trying to buy a refrigerator like a while back. You get these things where people are like, let me tell you, I'm like an appliance repair person, and like this one brand, I rarely see warranty complaints on. And you're like, that's like the legit. That's the fucking information I'm looking for. Someone who repairs it. Go, bro, I never have to fix these ones. And you're like, there it is. Thank you, hardworking appliance repair person on Reddit.
It is interesting, like that Reddit is the like all Reddit is like a shadow version of the regular internet without sponsored bullshit like slipped in. So like you know, like when you're searching, it's just that's what the internet used to be. Is just like a place where the posts are not sponsored by companies trying to just get your money. Yeah. So it's just like, what if the internet wasn't like completely and irrevocably broken by capitalism? It's like, well, I feel like, and
that's why you have
Reddit has its flaws, but
you have to tag Reddit at the end, like because if you search best refrigerator straight up, it's just going to be some spawn con.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is something you think is underrated?
Underrated. Okay, this is really dumb, but for years and years and years, I have been driving around without a phone holder in my car.
And
I just got one, and we're not talking about these things enough. It's amazing. It's amazing.
In a few decades.
Oh my God. Like literally, I want to say the last time I had one was probably 6-ish. More than 5 years ago, maybe even significantly more. So it really is the type of thing where I'm like, wow, I literally had the thought the other day driving. I was like, my phone's right there.
It's just right there.
It's
I don't
just
have to look
there.
down.
Oh my God. So anyway, I think those little pieces of plastic are pretty underrated.
Prior to that, you were just driving around with it in front of your face, with it,
for
one of your hands holding it up in front of your face.
In the exact same spot where the holder would be.
Yeah. And I had a couple phones. I had the Android. I had them all. I had like a Rube Goldberg machine, helmet, GoPro, dash cam, all of it. Yeah. But now I just have the one holder. Yeah.
Yeah. Always a boxing glove and a boot that's connected to a wheel somehow.
Oh, yeah. It's a boot involved. Like on a plunger.
Yeah, on a plunger that like spins forward and kicks something.
A bowling ball.
I'm usually driving down Banana Peel Lane. And,
Is it a phone holder that connects into the air conditioning vent?
Yes, but it is also one that has enough space so that it's like I can still feel the air from that vent.
Yeah. It sounds like you got a good one, Alan.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Did you search Reddit? You search Reddit to figure out which one to get?
No, that one I just took. I just took a stab in the dark because I think what happened was the phone fell or something. I was like, let me just get one of these fucking things now.
Right. And you were doing the search on a broken phone from having fallen. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Phone holder for a car, and then you just hit the I'm feeling lucky button. That's not even a thing anymore, is it?
Oh yeah, do they even have?
I think
they do. Here, I'm gonna do it right now.
Still
phone holder for car, and guess what, assholes at Google? I'm feeling fucking lucky. Oh, it just fucking
feeling lucky.
It doesn't even give. I didn't realize what it does. It just sends you to
it
whatever
sends you to the top result.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sent me straight to Amazon.
Amazing.
Amazing.
They should, I feel like they should be like, I'm feeling really lucky. And like you hit that and you just like get the thing, whatever they want to send you. They're just like, yeah, you just bought that shit.
I'm going to put Tame Impala tickets refresh. I'm feeling lucky.
There you go.
Sent me straight to fucking Ticketmaster.
There you go. Our good friends at Ticketmaster. What is something, Alan, that you think is overrated?
All right, this is going to be really controversial, and I know that everything's been really calm and hunky-dory recently, but I'm going to stir the pot.
Uh-oh.
The arc light. I'm going to say that the arc light is overrated. I'm tired of hearing about it. It's over.
Did you not get our
coming back?
Did you not get the email where we said that you couldn't talk?
Justin, stop the recording. Stop the recording.
We can't do this, Al. Like, are you trying to get our show taken off the air?
It's so funny. It's so funny just because I loved the ArcLight because of the innovation of reserving your seats. But then once that became that became pretty much the norm. I'm like, the way people talk about the ArcLight is like their dad went out for a pack of smokes and never came back. Like, it's just like, it's so too much. And also it's just like, I think it's just one of those things where absence makes the heart grow fonder, because it's like when you're really in that specific part of Hollywood too, it's just like we're halcyon days.
I mean, where is an ArcLight anymore?
Oh, they're done. They're gone. They're out of business.
Yeah, this is going to say. I feel like there's not even one left somewhere, because I know like the Sherman Oaks one's gone. Obviously, Hollywood's gone.
No, I think the whole company went out of business during the pandemic.
And it's some weird thing too.
Was
like,
an American movie theater chain. Yeah.
Like, why did they is it whoever owns the property? Is it like a lease thing or what? But yeah.
Well, now you're going to get me in trouble, because now this is where I start talking about the plandemic.
Yeah.
And how,
how come we don't have the Cinerama Dome anymore, huh?
That's right.
Where the real truths are being transmitted to us.
It is funny because I totally agree that it's like we're remembering it here. Like we're remembering a version of it at a time when it was like doing some innovative things that nobody else was doing. And now all those things have been like co-opted by AMC. And like that does suck. Like it sucks that we're like, AMC did it. You can fuck off. But it is. Yeah.
I just don't get what I like. My thing is, I'm just like, why didn't any like really rich person just step in and like do like kind of the same way Quentin Tarantino did with like the Vista or whatever. And also it's like, but the reason why I brought it up is because just I still hear people talking about it. I'm still always hearing people talk about it. So I'm just like, maybe it's like true love. Maybe it's like when we finally all collectively like let it go. Then it will come back.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that theory that like once you work on yourself. So this is, it's not saying that the ArcLight is not a worthy, subject of our adoration. It's just that we need to work on ourselves.
Yeah. We talk about
the
ArcLight.
Much. Yeah.
Look in the fucking mirror. Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a tape-recorded statement. The person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a choline slimmer.
She just started going off on me, but I hit her. I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer, and my mum is a cousin, so, it's not,
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
We're back.
So we're in the aftermath. This is coming out a day and a half after, Charlie Kirk was murdered. We're recording it less than 24 hours after. Donald Trump has already waged war on anybody who is critical of him
anything.
and his ideology.
Yep.
So yeah, we just wanted to compare how this assassination, this is something we talked about on yesterday's trending, but a real very horrifying. I don't think the combination of everybody seeing it, the number of places that it was being shown to people, including the New York Times, the fact that it's a person that I guess he's not a household name, but he's people knew who he was, or at least a lot of people had seen him, and then just how fucking gory and awful it was a really traumatic thing. And I think it's a potent material that the right is working with, and I think they know that and are digging in as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Oh, completely.
Oh yeah.
But it's not just the right. It does feel like the New York Yankees held a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, which
he was he was a media guy. That's the other thing. He was just a media guy.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And one that had some pretty horrific white supremacist views. So
totally.
The fact that a mainstream institution like the New York Yankees is holding a moment of silence when, again, comparing this to Representative Melissa Hortman, who was a politician in Minnesota who was assassinated. She and her husband and their dog were assassinated in their home by a Trump supporter earlier this year, and the Yankees did not hold a moment of silence for them. The Yankees statement that they issued on social media couldn't be bothered to mention the school shooting that happened in Colorado, right at the same time. And yeah, it is a fallacy, logical fallacy that the right in the United States really likes to play on, which is just selection bias and,
Totally.
only showing and like focusing on crimes and really visceral things that are going to support their political point of view. And, they just pick and choose which victims of political violence they recognize.
One thing real quick that I just sort of was thinking is with the Yankees thing, it's like that came from the owner. Like, right? Like that,
Right. That's not a Major League Baseball thing. Someone at the Yankees, like, we got to do this.
That's a guy that probably, like, at some function or whatever, met Charlie Kirk and was like, he's a nice guy. He's a family man. We have to do this. I just kind of like, because it is weird. It's like, why would a baseball team comment on this in general? Like,
right. Well, I think it indicates, and I was saying this on the trending episode yesterday, is just how much like the now default sort of perspective people have is that of a conservative or through conservative media.
Sure. Institutionally, that is certainly the case.
Yeah, that's just where that's the default now. And I think, like even what the Yankees posted, it said, quote, before tonight's game, we held a moment of silence in memoriam of Charlie Kirk. Kirk founded the youth activist group Turning Point USA and become a fixture on college campuses. Charlie Kirk, a husband and father of two, was 31 years old. You're like leaving out all of the details
that it's a white supremacist group.
Yeah. And exactly like that, rhetorically, they're fanning the flames of this completely out of control fucking era we're in. Especially with right-wing extremism and the normalization of like white nationalism. But again, I think that's because that's currently the default of American culture is to be like, well, we don't say things like that. We just look past that and we're just going to say that this is a person and that's what it is. And yeah, I think that's really the thing that struck me was to see the number of like pieces that were written that were like leaving out all like just completely obfuscating like what his legacy is in terms of a media personality, or if you want to that even feels euphemistic.
Right or left or whatever. I mean, especially after something like especially an incredibly, I mean, I saw the video, gruesome, like very real, very traumatic. There is just such a strong inclination to live in the fantasy world and to not deal with the reality of what is actually going on. So it's like, this is a like opportunity for a lot of people to harken back to like a time that people are talking about free speech and stuff like that in this. And it's like literally a month and a half ago, cops are like busting heads on college campuses because students deign to say we shouldn't give money to Israel. Like, you know, it's just like totally, it's just an opportunity. And as we're seeing, I'm sure we'll dig into this, but like, the thing that really got under my skin was Nancy Mace just like reacting. And yes, I understand it's raw and I'm not denying anyone their emotional response to what happened and what they're seeing, especially if they knew this guy, but they're immediately they're literally saying this is the Democrats' fault.
Yeah.
They don't know who it is. I think they've released a picture of the person now, but they have no lead. They have no idea who it is or why they did it. And I'm like, oh, this is what they want. They want this moment and they want to foment it. And it's probably easier for them if the Americans just start attacking each other than if they have to do any crowd control stuff or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think this is an excuse to do the crowd control stuff that they want to do, which will allow them to not have
definitely
an election
with the surveillance stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But just to reiterate this comparison that I think a lot of people are making, a U.S. lawmaker, Melissa Hortman, a politician, was assassinated 3 months ago. Flags were not flown at half-mast across the country. Trump has ordered that all flags across the country be flown at half-mast until September like the 14th. Yeah. And his social media response to the Hortman assassination back in June didn't even mention her name, of course, didn't take any responsibility with the person who committed that murder being a Trump supporter, refused to give Tim Walz a phone call and skipped her funeral and went golfing with Lindsey Graham instead. So it is just like, the most, it's blatantly politicized. Anything he's saying about like political violence being out of hand is only being observed about one type of political violence.
Yeah. I think I'm also just, it's, again, the amount of attention being paid to this by people who are like diametrically opposed on the political spectrum to Kirk. It's like very odd to me. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you just give it the same amount of attention that the Republicans give to a slain Democratic lawmaker.
Right.
Like there is this sort of like having to prove that there's like a moral high ground. But I mean, like, you know, say whatever you need to say. But to, again, like to see people like write these pieces in the New York Times or like, I had a lot in common with him. You're like, you did? In what way?
That's
and then
wild.
also be like, he was a free speech advocate. I'm like, can you define free speech advocate?
Right.
Like, does that mean they fight for everyone's right to free speach? Or is
he was such a big proponent of the abundance agenda.
Right. Like what is going on? But again, I think that's what's really surreal again is to see how the culture is completely reset and be like, well, this is the default way to speak about this. Don't mention anything that like try and absolve this person of everything they've said and every like horrible thing they've said about non-cis het white people.
Right. Well, and that's also where we see the like, journos and political pundits and other people with podcasts are going to take that tack because in this moment, like podcaster is like the ultimate like thing. It's not the political thing right now. It's like, it's the fact that this could happen to someone that isn't political, isn't elected,
Quote,
isn't
unquote,
a public official, but, you know, has the ears of all these many people, is a huge platform. It's a very hard realization of how muddied everything has become and how obviously this is something we already knew, but we're just seeing it in real time, just how the institutions are basically worthless. I mean, literally like the FBI can't catch the guy because there's this fucking idiot that's in charge of it right now. And like, I mean,
Kat
just
Patel,
that
like was like live tweeting the thing. It was like, we got someone.
I mean,
okay, it wasn't him. We got
Come
someone.
on.
Ah, shit, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
It's like, why are you playing the crab rave music after that? It's like, we got him. And it's
We
like,
got him.
No, actually, we don't. We don't.
I mean, just another like kind of institutional thing is that South Park episode was taken down.
Really?
In the aftermath, yeah.
What,
it was taken off of Comedy Central. I think it's still available on Paramount Plus. But
was there one about this? Wait, or
there's one just
Charlie
with Charlie
Kirk.
Kirk.
Cartman played a Charlie Kirk type character with Charlie Kirk hair.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I mean, it was a thing that like Charlie Kirk said he thought was hilarious. But yeah,
okay.
I actually think this is hilarious. But the way that people on the right responded to that was somebody said on X, they mocked him on TV, then they killed him in real life. Comedy has consequences. A Turning Point USA staffer posted on Telegram.
This is the thing is like to get browbeaten like over this when this it just obviously you have the intentionally hypocritical people on the right who are like,
right,
please tell me about jokes again and what leads to real life outcomes and what doesn't. But I think that's what's just kind of surreal too, is you just see all of this, like someone who you hear their words and you're like, this is terrifying to hear someone express these kinds of viewpoints to an audience of millions that is meant to essentially make people like me or who look like me, like just subhuman and free to just to slander the good name of innocent people just because they're transgender or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm always like wrestling with how America just kind of like rears its ugly head, but to have like just kind of like to see it almost feel like the tone of the media be like, you have to grieve this person right now.
Yeah.
Is a little, it feels like I'm like, what the fuck, man? The shit that he was talking about is absolutely terrifying to me.
Right.
And I'm now expected to like feel a completely different way about a person who says words that are, for lack of a better word, presenting an existential threat to people like me. It's
he had a family.
Right.
Yeah, and I get that. And and that's the thing. I 100 especially becoming a parent myself, I don't wish an untimely death on anyone, especially because I think about the position I'm in, and if I left sooner than I would hope, and thinking of my own children, that's fucking terrible. Yeah. But I think that can be true, and you can also report on the fact that everything this guy stood for was really antithetical to what a decent America would look like.
And this is being used to kind of more deeply ingrain those values into the mainstream of America.
And no attempt to. That's one thing too that I just always go to. It's like, look at what the president is saying. The president is not saying any sense of unity or coming together or anything like that.
No, it's let's get them.
It's to let's get them. Let's make it worse. And it's just like, all right, well, I guess that's America. Yeah, okay. 200 odd years later, 300 years later, whatever, half the country hates the other half of the country. All right. I guess the experiment worked.
I mean, yeah, the 250th anniversary of the 4th of July will be real interesting next year. They look back. Wow, what a time it's been.
Senator Mike Lee issued a tribute to American patriot Charlie Kirk on social media. This is the same person that, after the Hortman assassination, claimed the killer was a Marxist and posted a photo of the killer with the caption, "Nightmare on Walt Street."
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It took a while for people to be like, "What the fuck are you posting, man?" He's like, sorry. All right. I'll take it down. Down.
And Mike Lee is Utah, right?
Yeah, yes. Mike Lee is also Utah.
And that's the fact that it was in Utah is really nuts.
Yeah.
One of the most conservative, homogenous judge. That is very. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
Oh man, there it is.
He said it. Yeah. All right,
and that was my main response to this. It was so random.
It was random, man.
So random.
This year is the most random year. I feel like.
Oh my god, this year is so random.
So fucking random right now.
Oh my god, did you see the ice raids? The ice rages are crin, and they're so random.
So random these days.
Random, you guys.
There's a podcast talking like that too. Right now,
I think that's most.
This year just been so random right now. It's probably hosted by all 13-year-olds,
and it's fucking awesome. And it does great. It's so good. It's like that food podcast with those 13-year-olds. That's so good.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. What do you think of pepperoni pizza?
I'm a pepperoni guy. Yeah.
All right. I think pepperoni's a little sus. But yeah, it feels, they've set this tenor for a long time. So it just, I think in some ways it's easy to dismiss as that's just the right wing, fuck your feelings insensitivity around the killing of a Democratic politician. But this, they're very specific, and an event like this and their immediate politicization of it makes it clear that there is a larger strategy that, this is allowing them to sell this bullshit narrative that the left is solely responsible for political violence in America, as opposed to rarely responsible for the political violence in America.
Yeah. And it's just ironic too, coming from Republicans being like, you should really respect this person and things need to be done in the aftermath of this, when how many times do little children get shot to death? And people are like, can you pass a fucking law or something?
Yeah.
Is that? And again, they're just plugging their ears and just, whistling past the graveyard like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, again, all of these ironies kind of really come together to sort of just present itself as one big mind fuck in an event like this, and be like, oh, and now they're going to use this to make shit worse for people, probably.
I just think about the Oklahoma City bombing and the fact that that was a right wing terrorist, and
right.
And it killed so many children. It blew up a fucking preschool. And that's not when you think about that event, it's not and that was when we realized right wing terrorism was a problem. And it was just, a detail of that.
Not even, that was 94, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember I was 10 years old, and not that I was I watched the news because I was, on TV, and I just would watch TV. Yeah. But I remember all of that was flattened into, and then this guy, Timothy McVeigh, did it.
Lone wolf.
There it is.
Pot. Yeah.
Boom. And that's it. And then it wasn't until I was like in college, I was like, wait, oh God.
He's part of this massive right-wing movement.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and talk about why this is probably one of our last episodes. We'll be right back.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a tape recorded statement. Person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a choline slimmer.
She just started going off on me, but I hit her. I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer, and my mum is a cousin, so, it's not,
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back. I mean, there's so many reasons this might be one of our last episodes.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege and an honor podcasting with you this evening.
Yeah.
Now get out our violins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play like shit because I don't know how to play the violin. That would have been amazing if one of the people was just like, sorry, I'm freaking out a little bit.
Sorry, man.
Also, I'm not very good.
Dude,
you know this.
The fucking ship is really listing. Oh man, are we still gonna play?
My hands are so fucking sweaty right now. How are you guys playing?
Does anyone have an aux cord?
Yeah. It'd be much easier if I can just play something, some chamber music. But yeah, I only say that, and maybe flippantly, maybe sincerely, because AI, I mean, it sounds like they're gearing up to take over the podcasting world. Because the Hollywood Reporter recently had a piece where they spoke with the people behind Inception AI. And they make just a fuck ton of AI podcasts. I'll get to the numbers in a second. And they try to frame this article like in the beginning, they're like, God, aren't like networks tired of paying like humans to talk sort of thing? Or like paying celebrities like these crazy deals? I do get
What's the most annoying part of podcasts? Having to pay the people who make the thing.
Yeah. That's the worst fucking part. Am I right, ladies? This year is so random. But anyway, the CEO of this AI company is a former exec from Wondery, another podcast network. And like Jack alluded to her like Facebook post that she put out to like announce this thing. This is the full part. I'm thrilled to emerge from stealth and share the public debut of Inception Point AI, the company I joined as co-founder and CEO this summer.
My God. What an opening. Sorry. I'm thrilled to emerge from stealth and share this. Like, is such a great way to open any work of social media.
Yeah.
How do you join as a co-founder?
I think it's because someone with a fuck ton of money goes, hey, we'd love for you to be the face of this thing to give this thing some credibility. You want to be co-founder and we'll make you CEO.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I guess I haven't heard that phrase "emerge from stealth" before, but okay.
I know, goddamn,
little wonky use of that word.
Thrilled to take off my Ghost Protocol hood and reveal that
I've joined an AI podcast company.
Yeah.
Goes on, as Jack said, we believe that in the near future, half of the people on the planet will be AI. That's Absolutely. When my eyes rolled into the back of my head and I go, we're cooked. If there are people sipping the AI Kool-Aid this hard, I mean, fucking yikes. She goes on to say, we're bringing these people to life and we're bringing the next generation content business model, all powered by AI. In the process, we've built what we believe to be the first AI talent management agency with an extensive roster of fake ass people we created with algorithms.
And that's been a thing already too.
Yeah. We've had these voice models being created and things like that, but now they're really trying to like brand each one and be like, and they do all kinds of stuff. So their whole model is essentially to flood the zone with shit podcasts. Mm-hmm. But because their overhead is so low, they can make a profit on a laughably small number of listens. This is from the Hollywood Reporter quote. The company is able to produce each episode for $1 or less, depending on length and complexity, and attach programmatic advertising to it. This generally means that if about 20 people listen to that episode, the company made a profit on that episode without factoring in overhead. Inception Point AI has already made more than 5,000 shows across its network and produces more than 3,000 episodes a week.
Wow. Whee! And it's been up for like a couple of years, which does, again, beg the question of joining as a co-founder 2 years in.
It's a good negotiating tactic, really. I'm going to be the founder. I
see this being just like a non-starter, because I do think that the thing people look for from podcasts is humanity. It's like a thing that like they're not just necessarily looking for like some quick way to get facts shoveled into their brain. I think a lot of the time you could read an article if you wanted that, or like have an article read to you. But I could also see this kind of ruining things because they're going to be flooding the zone with so much shit.
That's the part. That's the part right there. That's the Amazon thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's just going to be so many bad podcasts, indistinguishable from our bad podcast, but completely, flooding everything. There will be like 5 different podcasts. The good news is like this is not how people don't find podcasts by being like, all right, I'm going to go to Apple Podcasts
AI
and search for a topic that I think I want to know about, and then people find out about podcasts and then become loyal followers.
Some do, according to them, apparently, because their whole thing set up is, quote, podcast topics are selected with the help of AI based on Google and social media trends, and then the team may launch 5 different versions of the show with different titles to see what performs the best. The podcasts are often titled after simple SEO search terms, such as whales.
Whales.
Yeah. I went to their website.
Sucks. One of our most popular episode is whales.
Wait, they got whales?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Dude, I went to their website to just look at what their shows are called, and it's shit like this. Diddy Verdict, The British Monarchy.
Oh, okay.
Look, this one's crazy. AI and the Climate Crisis? Are you fucking serious? You're fucking
made with AI and thus contributing to the climate crisis.
Yeah.
Like, what is that one talking about? Is it
assassins,
just many
beaches,
are saying
bourbon, bunkers,
Betty
Boop, chaos, Chuck Mangione forever, China, communism, creatine. There's just one called fucking creatine.
Are these all episodes?
These are all podcasts.
Are these episodes of the podcast? Or
no,
are they
these are series.
Podcasts?
Tell me one. I'll click on it and we can listen to one.
I mean, I kind of want to hear socialism.
Oh, the socialism
before they take it down.
Okay, let's see. This is here what they got. Oh, I'm not signing up, you fucking asshole.
You need to pay for it.
That's how they get you.
Let's see.
Which simply means I never forget a vote, a quote, or a constitutional clause.
This is AI.
No ego, no PAC money, just pure, relentless recall. Tonight, we're tackling one of the most misunderstood, maligned, and frankly butchered concepts in American political discourse. Socialism.
But here's my question though. You can and maybe it will get better to where you really can't, but you can tell that is AI.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to be quote unquote ethical, where they have the hosts up top say they're AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the founders was like, look, dude, I'm not trying to have create these models that people are going to have deep relationships with, because they see it as a completely different lane than human hosted podcasts. But when you look at it, you're like, you're talking about subjects that humans currently make podcasts about. So I don't know how you're like, well, no, it's not meant to replace that at all. We're just doing the same thing they are at a insane scale, and maybe people will fucking listen to it. They have the hosts, the names are really fucking dumb. For the food podcast,
I don't know what you're talking about. I think these names are totally normal.
Okay, what name the host of the food podcast, Jack?
All right, the food podcast is named I actually love her. I actually follow her on lots of different Claire Delish. And then, of course, my favorite source for gardening info, Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel Thistledown.
Yes.
Thistledown.
And the the AI models are it sounds like the same ones you hear on TikTok, basically, when people use AI to caption shit. But again,
AI believes in nominative determinism. Nominative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of the finance one was penny power or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking dumb, goofy ass shit. But again, I mean, I don't know. Will it replace it? I don't know. But I think, to your point, Alan, it's bad when you have someone putting out 3,000 episodes a week of indistinguishable bullshit, because that just makes it harder for anyone who actually wants to podcast to have to now it's just all noise. And now how do you find the good ones?
That's a big part of Amazon's thing is it's not that they just are undercutting and they sell the product cheaper. It's that they've also they've taken away a viable way for people to make money. Opening a small business to sell goods is a bad business idea now because of Amazon. And so that definitely, and I mean, I will say this, podcasters are truly some of the sickest people in the the sphere of the internet or whatever.
It would be better if they went away, is what I think.
So they're still going. They're still gonna go after it, but it is the type of thing where you do just think well, wait, but what if there are people that aren't just that discerning, and they're like, oh, I'm listening to this, AI podcast, and they don't care one way or the other.
Right.
They were about to, on the socialism one, I could hear the host leading into, so pour yourself a glass of your favorite bourbon or something like that. And I was just like, oh, that is like, there's a certain type of like medium tier podcast that like I've accidentally listened to where that's like the human element is like, so pour yourself a favorite glass of bourbon. I've got mine right here.
Right.
And we're going to dig in, you know? So maybe this is going to hit with the people who like listen to whatever those shows are.
We gotta hit. I mean, it's funny. The co-founder of it, who I imagine is the actual founder of it or the person who started it, he got into this because during the pandemic, he just started like reading like weather reports and shit. He was reading daily CDC reports, and then a bunch of people started downloading it.
Yeah,
just because he was just reading off a CDC report, and he's like, oh hey. Now, then he did like weather
reports.
reports.
A robot did this.
Yeah. And he's like, whoa, weather report? And then he was like, there's a quote from him. He's like, you know, talking about how people who are really like, if you have crazy allergies, you look at like the pollen report and stuff. He said, quote, we might make a pollen podcast that maybe only 50 people listen to, but I'm already at unit profitability on that. So then maybe I can make 500 pollen report podcasts. God like these people don't. This is what happens when people who've never made a fucking thing in their life.
Why have we never once on the many, many hours of this show used the phrase unit profitability?
The fuck does that even mean?
What a cool and soulful term.
Yeah.
That founder, and you know he is the actual founder because his name is Pod Founderman. And so, yeah.
Oh, the Cincinnati Foundermans.
Yeah, of the Cincinnati Foundermans.
Formerly of Louisville, Kentucky.
All right. So that sucks. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel because Kamala Harris has announced her memoir. A new memoir.
Coming out, baby. Yeah.
It's coming. It's I guess she hasn't announced it. She announced it a long time ago. It's coming. It's called 107 Days. So it's like about the 107 days that she ran for president. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
We all realized like Biden was bad, and then we finally like everybody just pressured him enough into leaving the race, and then she had 107 days to run for president, and like started with a spark and had like a couple good ideas, and then those were immediately replaced by terrible shit by the Democratic Party and
had a chance
their advisors. Yeah. She like had ideas about like greedflation and calling the Democratic or the Republican Party weird. And they're like, no. Why don't you shut the fuck up? So I wonder.
Here, kiss Dick Cheney's daughter right now. Kiss her on stage. That's going to work.
So yeah, she's doing some book tours, not at bookstores, but on a live speaking tour in major venues, some tickets going for more than $400. Not from like a reseller. That's the official price for a platinum ticket.
What a fucking grift, man. That's fucking amazing. Just like, man, that was a shitty presidential campaign, huh? You want to hear me talk about it for $400?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. The excerpts are pretty telling, I'd say.
Presumably, like, people are looking for some tea spillage, and like she just really published an excerpt in the Atlantic that defends Biden to some extent, claiming that there was no cover up concerning his mental decline.
Okay, no, that's where you lost me, Kamala. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean,
come on, you saw some shit.
Also, would kind of implicate her.
Well, in a way,
were some cover-up.
Yeah.
In a way, there wasn't really a cover up because literally the entire country
was like, uh-oh.
Like,
that's true.
All sides of every, like, there were like a few people that tried to deny it, but like,
we just chose not to answer your question.
Right.
Yeah.
She also said, and this is the refrain from the Biden side, his debate clusterfuck wasn't incapacity, it was just tiredness owing to recent trips. And I think, and then add in from Hunter Biden a little bit of Ambien sprinkled in. So it wasn't incapacity. He's just at an age where he was incapacitated by being a little bit tired from traveling.
He was taking a trip down memory lane.
That's right.
But also remember that
trips to take
that thing from Hunter Biden. He was like, oh, he was on Ambien, and then like they looked at the schedules, like, bro, he traveled
like a week before,
like a week solidly before that. But again, like you're saying, like that's not good if traveling makes you all tired like that.
Yeah.
And you want to be
tuckered
present
out from a trip like a week later, like that's
not a good sign.
That's like me. I'm tuckered out from a trip a week later, but like I don't want to be president. I would be so bad at being president. I'd be so fucking sleepy.
What would you do if Putin comes up to you and says, head or gut, Jack?
And I cry. Cry my way out of it. You guys are so mean to me. My superpower, crying my way out of things well into my 40s.
It would be interesting that like the American president with a completely different strategy from past American leaders, openly sobbing pathetically as a way to get deals. Just like stop, just stop invading them. Like what the hell? All right, Jesus, stop fucking crying, man.
My God, you're gonna get snot on my suit.
You promise?
President Taft, big crier.
Big crier.
Blubbering. Yeah.
But yeah, there are other things too where she is sort of like, look, there are a lot of times the right-wing media was attacking me and they just didn't say shit. The White House didn't have my back at fucking all.
That is,
and you're like, okay,
absolutely accurate. Like the energy coming out of the Biden camp during her run for president was like,
I don't know,
ha, not so easy to have a candidate who doesn't suck shit, huh? Like, you know what I mean? Like they were just like praying she would. You got a sense that at least a large part of them, maybe there were two wolves inside of them, and one was rooting for her, but another was definitely hoping to see her fail and be vindicated for thinking that they had a better shot than her.
Yeah. There was another thing that she said too, quote, it's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said that like a mantra, as if we'd all been hypnotized. The stakes were simply too high. This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego and individual's ambition. It should have been more than a personal decision. Yeah. Okay.
Fact.
I don't know. I guess like there's really nothing in here that's like shocking to me. I'm like, yeah, of course they hung you out to dry. Like that's,
I mean,
we saw that.
This part, which I think we knew already. Worse, I often learned that the president's staff was adding fuel to negative narratives that sprang up around me. One narrative that took a stubborn hold was that I had a chaotic office and unusually high staff turnover during my first year as vice president. I do remember that coming at a pretty critical point and like that wasn't coming, like they wouldn't have posted that if that was coming from like JD Vance. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like that was coming from
someone
the
inside
Biden
the administration. Yeah.
So that's fucked up.
A lot of it too, it's like the Biden cognitive whatever cover up, this about how his team was mean to her. All of it just reads as like the Democratic Party has no idea what the fuck it's doing. And like if this is what like, and I don't know, I to me she feels done. Like I feel like as like a populist, we're done with her. She also, I think, feels done. Like, I don't know if she would run again, but if she does, maybe, but like, I'm just like, if this is what we're still talking about, it's like, we're fucked.
But we're relitigating the obvious, like, why did we lose? Like, guys, is it really that much of a mystery to you?
Right.
I think that's the only reason this story is of value, is just to further drive nails into the coffin of the Democratic Party. Right. It's just like, guys, look how bad it was behind the scenes. Like, we all thought that they had a chance because we were hoping they had a chance. Behind the scenes, they were blowing it. You know?
It's a capitalist clown show. And they don't realize how their devotion to capitalism and the status quo was really its whole undoing. And now seeing the quotes from the Biden administration people that are like giving quotes in the aftermath of this excerpt, I'm like, now I believe everything she says. Like one person said, quote, Vice President Harris was simply not good at the job. She had basically zero substantive role in any of the administration's key work streams and instead would just dive bomb in for stilted photo ops that expressed how out of depth she was.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude.
That's what they're saying now, the day after this came out.
Like, President Biden was not
the
reason.
You think we're mean? actually, you're fucking stupid. It's
you're actually fucking dumb.
That's not refuting what we're saying at all.
Yeah, it's
you're
the
just
same
being
thing.
Mean.
Nobody likes you, but no one's going to tell you that to your face, but nobody actually likes you. They go on to say, quote, President Biden was not the reason she struggled in office or tanked her 2019 presidential campaign or lost the 2024 campaign for that matter. The independent variable there is the vice president, not Biden or his aides.
Damn, son.
And you're like,
that's like the best I've seen them at being like critical and having a backbone. They couldn't do that against Trump. They couldn't. Yeah, it's just.
But there's other quotes, too, that back what she says. Another aide or staffer who spoke in this one article, I think, let me just make sure, was it in the New Republic, said that, quote, we all know that the Biden folks treated her and her team like shit. We never thought she would actually say anything. The staffers across a range of ages and positions that I'm talking to are proud of her.
Yeah.
So there's clearly like, I mean, it just shows a very divided administration. And I think that was really probably became clear as Biden just sat on his hands after October 7th, too.
Right.
So, we will see where if this harms her career, because you have other people being like, well, she just nuked her career.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like,
I feel like the type of people who say that, who are like, play it safe politically always, have proven that they have some of the worst instincts in modern politics.
I mean, like, think about like Anthony Weiner, you know what I mean, who went to prison. Like, he's even trying to get back in.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes a lot to get it through to these people that it's like, hey, maybe you're cooked.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. If only they had like some blueprint of a path forward that had a lot of public support. Like just a New York mayoral candidate who was dominant and extremely popular that they've chosen to completely ignore and try and fuck over.
Well, it's like the thing where it's like say like the Democrats are like big Pepsi people, and they're like, no, it's Pepsi for everyone. Like everyone likes Coke, and like no, it's Pepsi. It's like look at the fucking numbers, man. Nobody's drinking Pepsi.
The numbers are tainted.
And like they can't even fucking admit it. They're just like, fuck. Like no, none of them are backing Zoran. Like you're like, what the fuck is going on?
That I mean, again, it's just like I've just never felt more done with the Democratic Party as a whole. I'm just like, I don't know what you want from me. I want nothing from you guys. I guess. Like, this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Seems bad. Well, Alan Strickland Williams, such a pleasure having you on the Daily Zeitgeist as always. Where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
Find me on Instagram, Alan Strickland Williams. I'm totally Alan. On Twitter, on TikTok, I think. AlanStricklandWilliams.com is where you can find show dates and links to the album and links to my podcast and links to all my social stuff. But yeah, listen to the new episode of Finding My Audience with Chris Crofton. Buy my album Ran Through. Keep supporting the Daily Zeitgeist. And you know what? Also, just keep going.
Hey, all right.
Just keep going. Keep going. Just keep going.
Just one foot in front of you.
You always say the most random stuff, Alan. I love
my God. Soy random.
I'm not chopped, am I? Not chopped.
I feel like this is the first time that we've had you on that we haven't commented on how great your hair is. So I do just want to slide that in real quick at the end. Some of the best hair in the business.
You got any videos of you riding in a convertible?
I actually do have a video of myself in a convertible on Adult Swim. You can watch the last open mic at the end of the world.
Hell yeah. Is it in slow motion?
This guy's got everything.
It was during the pandemic. They did a comedy open mic for Adult Swim. Megan Keister did it. And it was... You did it from your car because it was the pandemic. So I rented a convertible to do it.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
I think I wore the drive jacket too.
You took a year off the life of the sound person on that special, I have to assume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
Oh yeah. I saw this tweet, this was yesterday. So I know it's weird with the timing of the episode, but this says, 'twas the night before, this is September 10th, 'twas the night before, this is from @Jason Mustian, and it's just a picture of a plate of cookies and a picture of George W. Bush.
Twas
the night before.
Yes. Miles, Where can people find you? Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
Oh, man. Find me everywhere at Miles of Gray. Find me on 420 Day Fiancé, talking about 90 Day Fiancé with Sophia Alexandra. Let's see. Is there a thing, a work of media that I enjoyed? Not really. I think I was kind of avoiding the media, to be honest. But I did.
Is there a work of media you've enjoyed avoiding?
Yes, all social media.
Social media.
Yes. I will avoid social media. And one thing, Josh Furlinger at jfra.bsky.social posted. I guess the main thing I'm learning this week is that lots of elite media people knew Charlie Kirk personally and didn't know any Minnesota state legislators.
Seems to be the case. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien, on Blue Sky at JackOB1. I liked this. I think I've shared this before, but this is Kurt Vonnegut on buying an envelope. This is Rosalind Margulies responded with this quote to a post from Zek, which said, "Order your groceries, saves an extra 1 to 2 hours a week. Compounded, that's 50 to 100 hours a year, a whole week worth of work you gain. I promise that that time is more important than the $10 delivery fee." That was from Zek. And then Rosalind Margulies tweeted this quote from Kurt Vonnegut on buying an envelope. "Oh," she says, "well, you're not a poor man, you know. Why don't you go online and buy 100 envelopes and put them in the closet?" And so I pretend not to hear her and go out to get an envelope because I'm going to have a hell of a good time in the process of buying one envelope. I meet a lot of people and see some great looking babies, and a fire engine goes by, and I give them the thumbs up, and I'll ask a woman what kind of dog that is. And I don't know. The moral of the story is we're here on Earth to fart around. And of course, the computers will do us out of that. And what the computer people don't realize, or they don't care, is we're dancing animals. You know, we love to move around. And it's like we're not supposed to dance anymore. So,
preach.
Yeah. Kurt Vonnegut, I guess. Pretty good. You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. You can go to the description of this episode wherever you're listening to it. And there at the bottom of the description, you will find the footnotes. Which is where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. We also link off to a song that we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think that people might enjoy?
Yeah, oddly enough, I was just watching the latest Tame Impala video for the track Loser that's going to be on the album. Deadbeat, and what's that guy, Joe Kearney, the guy from Stranger Things? Yeah. He's in it. It's nice. It's like so East LA. It's like the whole setting is like such East Side Los Angeles, just on this one little like corner market. But I'm also a big Kevin Parker fan, and I'm really looking forward to this album. So, you know, we'll keep teasing these songs out in drips and drabs, but this is Loser by Tame Impala.
Yeah. Shout out to music videos, by the way. Paul Thomas Anderson was like talking about his new movie, which he shot in like some old school form of like film that hadn't been used in a long time. I think like Panorama Vision or some Panavision. And he was like, yeah, I like made a music video a couple years ago and like used it, and it was like fun as hell. So, you know, like people are doing cool stuff in music videos still. It's just like nobody has watched them in years, I feel like. Anyways, we will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That's going to do it for us this week. We are back on Monday to tell you what happened over the weekend, what is trending on Monday morning, and we will talk to y'all then. Be safe out there, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
The Daily Zeitgeist is executive produced by Catherine Long.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Co-produced by Victor Wright.
Co-written by J.M. McNabb.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paula Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians, artists, and activists to bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
The Moment is a space for the conversations we've been having as father and daughter for years.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? Answer: a new podcast called Wisecrack, where a comedian finds himself at the center of a chilling true crime story.
Does anyone know what show they've come to see? It's a story. It's about the scariest night of my life.
This is Wisecrack, available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When news broke earlier this year that baby KJ, a newborn in Philadelphia, had successfully received the world's first personalized gene editing treatment, it represented a milestone for both researchers and patients. But there's a gripping tale of discovery behind this accomplishment and its creators. I'm Evan Ratliff, and together with biographer Walter Isaacson, we're delving into the story of Nobel Prize winner Jennifer Doudna, the woman who's helped change the trajectory of humanity. Listen to On CRISPR, the story of Jennifer Doudna with Walter Isaacson on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.